Alright, so here's the white pine. It's doing well. This is how I see the new front of the tree. So when I potted it, I had one front in mind, and now just staring at the tree for the last year or two, this is how I see the front. So I'll give it a spin. So you might remember my inspiration for this tree is the pines of Bryce Canyon National Park. I really love the limber pines and the ponderosa pines there. So I have it planted in this slant style. I have this exposed root right here. So yeah, there's not much I want to do today, but in the front, when I take this branch off, I like the way the tree looks much better. So I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to leave a stub. So here we go. Bam. And so that opens up the tree, and I just like the way it looks. And the other thing I want to do is this was wired. I recently took the wire off of this like a month ago because it started to cut in. What I also want to do is wire this down like that. And so I'll probably just wire this next with the branch next to it as anchor. So that's what I'm going to do now, is wire this branch down. Alright folks, so I've been staring at the tree. I'd planned on cutting off this branch in the front here. I was always going to do that. But now looking at the tree, after cutting that off, I'd not planned on taking this branch off, but I think I'm going to do it. This one right here, it's a big branch. But it's a bar branch with this branch that I know I want for the front. I definitely don't want to get rid of this. So I've been playing around with, just covering up this branch, saying, okay, how will it look without that? And I think that's what the tree needs. I think that'll make it look more like the trees of Bryce Canyon National Park that I'm going for. And, in the end, when there's a bar branch, it's usually a safe bet. You often won't regret getting rid of one of those. And I'll still keep this branch that's right next to it in the same whorl. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. I just think it'll look better. And really, when I look at this tree, especially when I look at pictures of it, it just has a lot of foliage. And if I want to have it look more like a pine that's struggling for life in a dry desert area, it just needs less foliage. So I'm gonna go for it. So I wired this branch, thinking I was gonna use it. But I'm gonna go ahead and underwire it and wire the wire instead to this other branch right here, and then cut this one off. I'm just gonna do it. And yeah, I did not anticipate that. I've been staring at this tree for the last week or so, just kind of planning, what am I gonna do? But often when you cut one thing, you're like, well, wait, if I cut that, then what about this? What if I do this? And just one thing often leads to another. So this isn't very unusual, honestly. Okay, so it's a pretty major branch. I'm gonna look at just a little bit more. I'm almost sure I know what I'm gonna do though. I think I'm gonna take it off. I think I'm gonna do it. Alright, words of Nigel Saunders, big cut coming up. Here it comes. Alright, that's it. It's done. And I just left a stub, so it won't look beautiful. I guess I could have ginned it, but it's so thin. It was a thin branch. It wouldn't have been much of a gin. And now, looking at it, now I want to bring this branch lower too, more like this. So I think I'm going to wire that up. So we'll use the same thickness of wire. Although maybe thinner for this one. Let me go get some other wire. Okay, I've been examining the tree, and I did just wire this branch up without considering this branch, but I think I want to put movement in this top part right here too. So I'm going to wire this to this, and I think I'll probably prune off. This is a big whorl here. I'm going to prune off one or two branches of this whorl to lighten up the apex a little bit. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, this is much more extensive than I thought I would be doing on this tree. I'd only anticipate doing a little bit. But you kind of get going and creativity just starts going. And I'm kind of plunking off old needles a little bit as I do this so I don't crush needles underneath the wire. So I think I want to bring the apex forward. It's kind of going to the back from the front view, so I want to bring it forward. Put it back up. Decisions. Yeah, I gotta think about this for a while. Alright, I figured it out. I was thinking to do something super drastic, but I'm not gonna do that. To cut this whole top off, but I don't think it'd look better with that. I don't want to do that. What I'm gonna do is take off yet another branch. So I'm gonna take this one off. I'll leave stub. Alright. And there, that kinda, and what I did with this top part, the apex, it was leaning like away from the front. I just twist it till it kind of twists or bow towards the front. I think I agree with what you read in books, you know, you want the tree to bow to you. I like that idea. It usually looks better when you have it do that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this, and maybe I think I'm gonna wire this down just a little bit to drop down. Maybe I'll even wire that. I'll just wire them across. They're again bar branches, but this tree is full of opposite branches like that. And eventually I might reduce those like I kind of did here. But yeah, I'll just wire that down a little bit, and I think that's good. And then I think what I'm also going to do, I'll go ahead and just do it now. Where'd my scissors go to? There they are. Is each one of these, I mean, they're like pom-poms, is just buds, like, you know, what'll be a future whirl. So I'm going to be proactive, and you can do this earlier. You can like pinch out the candles so there's not as many, but I'm gonna just take off, you know, the main one right here. I don't want to cut through any needles, so I'm trying to get in there. I'm just gonna take it off. Just take that top one off. There's still plenty of growth tips there, and I might do that in a couple more places on the tree. Actually, I'm gonna do that right here too. So this one's pretty strong. I'm going to take this main one out. Just going to cut it off. And I could do that one. I might leave that one. We'll see. But yeah, I like that front view better now. And I like just the tree is just more open now. And has less foliage. This is definitely one of those cases where I think less is more, you know. I think having just a few less branches is more. It looks a little better. So I'll go ahead and wire this down, and I think that'll be it for this tree. Okay, so working away, wired this branch right here, wired the apex a little bit, brought it forward. I'll spin it around. And now for the final touch, and you can do this in the fall with your pines. Usually good to do this. You'll notice you'll have all these dead needles, all these yellowy needles, and so I clean those out. What I'm also going to do for this tree is I'm going to just pluck off the needles on the undersides a little bit to tidy it up. Alright, so I think I've finally finished up. I ended up wiring most branches on the tree except for this one. And yeah, when I started, I thought I was gonna prune off, you know, one branch and wire one branch down. I didn't realize or anticipate I was gonna end up doing so much work on this, but I think it was ready for it. There really was no reason to wait, and just, I guess, pruning one branch led to inspiration and led to pruning another branch, so it just kind of snowballed. But I think it was ready for it, and I'm liking the way it's looking. I ended up pruning off, I'm looking at the pile of foliage over here right now, I'd say at least a third, maybe even like 40% of the foliage. So definitely don't want to prune off more than that. But yeah, I'm liking the way it's looking, and I realize now too, after looking at it, this is the front that I see for this tree, somewhere around there, with the tree leaning. But when you just flip it 180, it's actually a decent front too, and actually shows off this exposed root, which I want to be a feature of the tree. So good problem to have, two fronts. I didn't mention this a bit at the beginning of the video, but I'm doing this in September. I read that early fall is a good time to style your white pines. So good time of year to do this. Anyway, a lot of fun, and until next time, happy bonsai.